Hey everyone, this is a guitar tutorial for The Jesus I Know Now by Brandon Lake and Lainey Wilson. Before we begin, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give this video a like, comment below on what else you'd like to see in the future. Additionally, if you're interested in any of the gear that you see today, there are links in the description below. If you'd like to view any of the other videos that I've made in the past, there are over 250 tutorials out there on this channel to serve you. So if you don't find something that you like today, you might find something that you like tomorrow. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do that by clicking the three dots next to the like button, and you can go from there, and I really appreciate it. Check out my book called How to Save Catholic Schools. It's available on Amazon as we speak. You can also look for some merch that is available online through some of the links in the description. And lastly, if you'd like to join my email list, you can do that. And if you do, you get my top 8 tuning tips that every musician should know for free. All right, grab your acoustic guitar, and you're going to need a capo today. And let's get started. All right, you're going to need a capo. It's going to go on the 3rd fret, and here are the chords you're going to need to know. Keep in mind that the chords that we're playing are in the key of G, but we're really playing in the key of B flat, just like the original. So here are the chords you need to know. G, D, E minor, C. There's a G over B in there, and there's also a D using the C shape, which is like a D major 7. All right, so those are all the chords you're going to need to know. Now, at the beginning, there is a really cool acoustic guitar picking pattern, but I gotta be honest, I don't know if I'm nailing this correct, but here's my attempt at it. All right, so it's not exactly what you might hear on the recording, but I gotta say it's pretty close. It's not darn close, but it's really close. And to start that, I'm playing a G shape. You don't have to play the whole G chord, but I'm really just focused on the bottom 3 strings. So I'm putting my middle finger on that 3rd fret relative to the capo, 1, 2, 3, and my index finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret relative to the capo. And I'm going all the way to that open G string. And then I'm going to put my pinky on the F sharp, but I know it's not F sharp, it's a different note now because of the capo. We have that on the 1, 2, 3, 4th fret D string. So I have that dissonance there. Then the E minor does the same thing. You're forming an entire E minor chord. Putting that pinky down on the D string 4th fret again. Now you use that C shape moved up 2 frets. And then the C as normal. I'm going to walk you through that again after we play through the song. So if that was kind of confusing, save it for later. We're going to try to play through it first, and then we're going to go and talk about it more in depth. So I'm just kind of giving you a preface there. Also, don't worry, we're going to go over some of the strumming patterns throughout the song and talk about some of the simplicity of it that we can kind of roll with it, aside from picking patterns. That's honestly the hardest part of the song. There is another picking pattern within the verse that's a little simpler and only uses the bottom 3 strings. And again, I can't tell if that's an effect that the acoustic has on in the mix, or if it's a baritone guitar, or if it's an electric and acoustic pan stereo. I really don't know, but it sounds really, really cool, and I think I can do it for you, but it is very minimalistic. We'll just say it that way. So get ready. We're going to put the chords on screen for you. I'll say them as we go along, and afterwards we'll talk about the specifics of that picking pattern. I showed you the picking pattern in the verse and the strumming patterns throughout the song. So get ready. Here we go. G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D, E minor, D, C, G over B, C, G over B, C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, C. Well, everyone, I hope that I was able to help you out with that tutorial. Let's talk about the picking patterns that happen at the beginning of the song. And let's start with the very, very beginning, the intro. And again, that's not exactly like the recording, but it's pretty close, like I mentioned before. And I'm starting with that G shape. The picking pattern I like to do is the low string, then the D, then the A string, then the G string. Now that's the pattern that kind of repeats itself over and over again, and you can do it without a chord. And I know that's very unconventional, using my thumb and middle finger, really, that's all I do. If you're a classically trained acoustic guitar player, I'm sorry, but that's what I do. Now the only other string you're going to need on top of that is the D string. So you're going to play the low E with your thumb, middle finger with the D string, A string with your thumb, middle finger G string, and then you finally brush it back up to that D string to get that 7th of the scale degree. So here's how you do that. Thumb, middle finger, thumb, middle finger, and then D string, 4th fret. Nice and slow. Do that with the E minor now. Now with the C shape moved up 2 frets, you can't use that thumb on the low string. You have to start on the A string. And the picking pattern sort of changes. Now I'm using the A string and the D string primarily. A, D, A, G string, back to D, and the same thing for the normal C chord. And we hang on that one more time, we do that once again. So the whole thing. E minor. C chord, 2 frets up. And normal C chord. And the whole thing at tempo. You might have heard some ghost notes in there just because of the way I'm playing, but you don't have to do it that way. But if you follow that pattern, you will be good to go. With the verse, it kind of minimizes what it's doing, and you're just playing the same chords, really. And you're playing the pattern, but now you're doing 3 strings. So you're going to go thumb, middle, thumb, D, middle. So again, that's unconventional, but what I'm really doing is thumb on that low E string, A string, middle finger for me, low string again, and then D string on that middle finger again. So really, the pattern for this verse is simplified compared to what we just did. Notice it's just low E, A string, low E, D. Now it's not in that rhythm, but with the E minor, I'm not playing the entire E minor, I'm dropping that middle finger off. It's like an E minor 7. And then with that C chord shape, I'm really just playing 2 Ds at the same time. And then the C chord. Very simple. So same thing again. E minor. Now, if you're watching this, you're probably laughing because that really is the same note. And it's just because I can't hear it in the song, so I apologize, and I'm confessing to you at the same time. I don't know if that's actually what they're playing. I don't think that is. But I don't hear the D major 7 sound, which is such a beautiful sound. And by the way, I missed it in the playthrough. They go all the way to that 3rd fret B string, which sounds so nice. But I didn't do it in the playthrough. I only went halfway. So make sure when you're playing it near the end of the song and Lainey's singing that last verse, go all the way to the bottom. It just sounds so beautiful. All right, so unfortunately, that's all the picking patterns that you really have to worry about. However, when it comes to strumming patterns, here's what you can do. Down, down, up, 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 down. Now you can make that constant 8th notes. When the song is really driving, you can certainly do that. But when the first chorus comes around, you don't have to go crazy. Just make it full, but you don't have to do 8th notes the whole time, just like what I just did. Now you can change it up. Instead of just doing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, you can accent certain strums. Just makes it not as vanilla. So change it up as much as you can, but within reason. Be respectful of the recording, respectful of the artist that made it and the musicians that played it. Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button. Comment below on what else you'd like to see in the future. Additionally, if you're interested in any of the gear that you saw today, there are links in the description below. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can click the 3 dots next to the like button, and you can go from there, and I really appreciate it. Check out my book called How to Save Catholic Schools. It's available on Amazon as we speak. Click some of the links in the description to follow some merch options that you might be interested in. And lastly, if you join my email list, there is a link in the description for that. And if you do join, you get my top 8 tuning tips that every musician should know for free. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have an amazing week, and God bless. Bye.